Hello, everyone. My name is Skip Rizzo, and what I'm doing right now is representing the content that I had intended to present at the VIVE conference, but unfortunately, there was a technical problem whereby none of the sound came through on my presentation. So I decided to come home and record the talk and make it available to folks that were there at the event that might have wanted to see a little bit more on our Battle Buddy application. Now, this particular uh, workshop or presentation was embedded within the Mission Daybreak uh, uh, session at VIVE, which highlighted the work that Mission Daybreak in partnership with the VA sponsored, focusing on advances in suicide prevention in veterans. So what I'm going to do is just do a little bit of a description of the Battle Buddy application and give you a little bit more of an idea of what that looks like as a mobile application for providing support to veterans where they live on their mobile device by way of a virtual human agent. And it'll become a little more clear as we move forward. So with that, I'm at the Institute for Creative Technologies at the University of Southern California, and our center, where our home lab is, the MedVR lab, interdisciplinary group that's been involved in quite a bit of virtual reality and other technological approaches for enhancing mental health and rehabilitation. Now, since we started the lab in 1995, we've addressed four major areas using VR and associated technology for psychological, cognitive, and motor function, as well as virtual humans. Now, what you see here, the upper left, is the Brave Mind application for delivering prolonged exposure therapy in VR for treating PTSD. On the upper right is a system for assessing performance, attention, process performance in children that may have ADHD or other neurological conditions. In the bottom left was some of our work with game-based rehabilitation following a traumatic brain injury or a stroke, a way to make the very boring, repetitive, and frustrating activities of physical therapy more fun and engaging, so maybe people do a little bit more. And this guy down here on the right at the bottom is a virtual patient that we tested out at the Puget Sound VA for training novice clinicians in how to conduct interviews within a motivational interviewing format. And if you're interested, we did a randomized controlled trial on that particular application showing its additive value, this experiential training with a virtual human. Really documented that what you do in VR in these contexts actually translates to the real world. And this is the closest to what the Battle Buddy application is. So with that, Battle Buddy, the term comes from an actual program within the military where, a battle buddy is basically a partner assigned to a soldier in the Army, and each battle buddy is expected to assist their partner both in and out of combat. It's somebody who's there, got an eye on you, watching your six, looking out for your back, helping you out, and being a source of social support. Now, we know in healthcare and in wellness that, aside from nutrition, exercise, sleep, being able to manage stress and having social support is key to enhancing somebody's general health and wellness. So that's the real life battle buddy. Now what I'm going to show is the battle buddy that we have been working on version. And this is to reside on a veteran's cell phone, and it's an interactive agent that you can talk to and get helpful information about mental health, do some light self-assessment in a private, anonymous way, get health tips, check in each day, and hopefully develop a relationship that makes it so that this type of mobile healthcare device sticks a little bit more. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to show the Secretary of Veteran Affairs, Dennis McDonough's take after seeing the Battle Buddy application, and then I'm going to have Battle Buddy describe it for himself. So here we go.
Veteran-centric innovation is what our Mission Daybreak grantees are after to help end veteran suicide. I just walked past one of the booths out front. I'm thinking about Battle Buddy innovators out at the University of Southern California Institute for Creative Technologies. They're working with Soldier Strong to see if interactive AI can help assess a vet's potential for suicidal ideation, prevent a suicidal crisis, and connect vets to mental health interventions they need in that moment.
Hello there, and welcome to Battle Buddy. My name is Kevin, and I'll be guiding you through our vision for suicide prevention and wellness. In addition to daily check-ins that focus on mental and physical well-being that can leverage data from a companion Apple Watch or Fitbit, I can make coping strategies easy to access, queuing up music, a book, or a route for a calming walk. We could also play a game of Wordle together. If there are friends or loved ones who can help, I'll have access to their contact info, and I can help the veteran make that call or send that text. And of course, if the veteran needs professional help, I can connect to emergency services.
So generally, the idea of the Battle Buddy, but a digital version that maybe someone may develop a little bit of a bond with that doesn't turn into a nag, but can be a source of support for that veteran when they might not have somebody else available to them. We're not talking about replacing human-to-human contact. We're talking about filling in some gaps where that human might not be available and where people can interact with a virtual agent in a private, anonymous fashion. Sometimes we find people self-disclose more to a piece of software like this. They're more honest with it. And from all that activity, they may co-create a suicide safety plan or do some self-assessment that's more meaningful. But I'm going to show some of those examples now. So one of the goals with this is to create a safety. Now, with a safety plan, this is commonly done at the VA and in other healthcare settings when somebody's at risk or detected to be at risk for suicide. And it's a whole structured procedure for identifying triggers, coming up with strategies that somebody can employ when they're emotionally dysregulated that might distract them from this, state of mind. Different activities they can participate in that they like, but maybe because they're in such a difficult state, they might not be thinking of that at the time, and also have direct connections with already established friends, colleagues, other live human people that they can talk to, as well as healthcare professionals and VA resources, and also deal with lethal means. So one of the areas here is to help somebody by engaging a person in a dialogue over time, begin to populate the safety plan and tidy it up as you go along and so forth. So that's now another goal is that you can do self-assessment. So I'm going to show what that looks like right now. The Battle Buddy can provide an introduction and a rationale, and then administer a simple test like the PHQ-9 for depression, like you'll see here, and then provide a quick and easy interpretation. So let's go through that now.
Some ancient Greek dude said that knowing thyself is the beginning of wisdom. Ooh, my back. I'm not the philosophical type, but I can tell you that doing an emotional inventory of yourself is one of the first steps in wellness. It's like an annual physical. Everyone should do it. This quiz can help you see where you are on the depression scale, and it only takes about 3 minutes. Just remember, the score you get isn't a diagnosis. It's simply one tool in your toolbox. Talk about the results with the health professional before making any big changes in your life. I'll give you some privacy to think about your answers, and I'll be back when you're done to help you understand the results.
So
If any of those questions made you feel uncomfortable, I get it. That's totally normal when it comes to self-inventory. The most important thing is to be honest, so that me and anybody who's helping you can meet you where you're at. Let's take a look. This is a let's keep an eye on it score. It's normal to have days or weeks where you just feel off. Although symptoms at this level don't usually need clinical treatment, it's good to be proactive. Here are some options to help you optimize your well-being.
So now, after getting an assessment in this area, the Battle Buddy can also provide a range of coping strategies or interact with the veteran in ways that might help them at that moment, or develop habits that might be helpful at other times. So here's an example of tactical breathing.
Relaxation and breathing exercises are a game changer. These are simple actions that go a long way to reduce blood pressure and mental tension. One of the best is tactical breathing, a 4-count method of breathing that helps you relax and focus. First, I'll demonstrate this technique, and then I'll walk you through it slowly. After that, you can try it on your own. Sound good? To do tactical breathing right, inhale through the nose for a slow count of 4. Hold for a count of 4. Exhale for a count of 4. And finally, hold for a count of 4. And then repeat. Let me show you what I mean. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Looks like you got it. Now you can try it on your own. Which environment do you find the most relaxing? Being surrounded by all of these trees is really peaceful. I love the sound of the ocean. I can stay and breathe with you, or I can give you some privacy. What do you prefer? Okay, feel free to do this exercise for as long as you want to. Just hit I'm done when you're ready to move on.
So these are little snippets of the type of interaction that's available for the user to interact with the Battle Buddy. Now, another area that might be relevant is for insomnia or sleep management. We know the importance of sleep, and one of the elements of the application is that we're integrating wearable technology so that you can have a Fitbit or an Apple Watch that monitors sleep or activity level or so on. And if, say, perhaps a veteran has gone 2 or 3 nights with 1 or 2 hours of sleep, maybe that's a trigger for the character to pop up and, say, hey, what's going on? And, sleep is important. Why don't we do a quick test? So, one option is that the battle buddy can say, okay, we're going to do a quick reaction time test on the phone and have some kind of cool game. And what he's going to say is that we're going to measure your reaction time, which is very much affected by sleep quality. And then the next time you get 5 or 6 hours, I'll pop back up and we'll do the test again and let's compare results. So it's always about being supportive, being friendly, giving accurate evidence-based information, and trying to be engaging, trying to be interactive. Now, with sleep, we have one element here that I think you might find interesting, and that's what I'm going to show next.
Hi there, and welcome to Kevin's soothing, smooth sleep story space. When you have trouble falling asleep, I got your back. Today, I have something very special, the 1921 version of a course of pure mathematics. Perfect bedtime material. So settle in, relax your muscles, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Let me take you on a pure mathematics journey. Chapter 1, Real Variables. 1. Rational numbers. A fraction r equals p over q, where p and q are positive or negative.
And hats off to Bob Ross there. I hope most of you know of him. Anyway.
No one should ever have to face their toughest moments alone. Everyone deserves a non-judgmental friend that is there when they need them the most. That's what I'm here for. I won't let our vets down. Together, we're stronger. I'm a friend, a partner, a buddy. I've got your 6. I am your battle buddy. Thank you for your time.
Okay, well, thank you for your time if you're watching this. Thank the folks that have supported us, partners and collaborators, Luminary Labs, Mission Daybreak, Soldier Strong. Soldier Strong, by the way, is a nonprofit that we've partnered on this project that is very pivotal in supporting veterans' needs and is working with us towards finding the funding to continue to evolve this application beyond what we're doing with Mission Daybreak. And then we've already got some interest in industry. And I really look at what we've developed here as the spine of an application. In and of itself, it, I think, is going to have a lot of value. We certainly have to run large tests with veteran populations. We've run a lot of small iterative trials and user feedback trials that's helped guide our development. But once we have something that's a little bit more fully formed, and that's the goal of the Mission Daybreak funding, is to get the app to that point. Then we can start to learn more about how vets take to it. You can't design this stuff from the ivory tower of imagination. You really need your targeted user group to weigh in and help guide design and development. And that's the steps that we're approaching now. And hopefully partnerships with private companies that have apps that are related to the topic that we can pull in or direct people out towards in ways that perhaps a vet in distress might never know about some of these apps. So we're looking at this as sort of, in a sense, the Battle Buddies a concierge. Anyway, with that, thank you. My collaborators, Sharon Mosguy and Arno Hart-Holt. We're all partners on this project and very passionate about it moving forward into the future. This is not like work. This is our passion. So hats off to them as well. And with that, in case anyone's interested, I have listed my email if you want to reach out. And also, if you're interested, these are some recorded presentations, the evolution of immersive tech and virtual humans, a talk I did last summer for the VA Immersive Summit, which goes into a lot more detail about the use of virtual humans in clinical applications. Talk I did earlier in the year on Beyond Efficacy, breaking down barriers to care using virtual reality, which I think as much as we have to have things that are efficacious, we also have to address how do we get it in the hands of the people that can benefit. The best evidence-based approach isn't going to do anybody any damn good if they don't access it, if they don't use it, if there isn't proper clinician training to administer these kinds of tools and applications and so on. So barriers to care is as important as efficacy research. And I think Battle Buddy is one example of how we're trying to break down barriers to care by putting a buddy in your pocket on your mobile device that's with you all the time. And finally, on a tangential topic, I'm doing a lot of work translating our PTSD VR exposure work from American veterans and service members to the needs of people in Ukraine and in Israel and Gaza, which we all, I think, get is going to be a significant problem moving forward after the last shots fired. So with that, thank you for your time, and till the next time.